I've awakened. Have you awakened? Yeah, I had my awakening in 2004, and whew, that was a really good awakening. What is this awakening? Like, what is it? I'm wondering how many people actually contemplate that and ask, like, what is this awakening that we're talking about? Who awoke to what? What does it look like? Are we confusing recognition with realization? Do we have some spiritual experience where our mind shut down for a little bit, and then you can say this deeper state of presence was in the forefront instead of in the back, like normally? Most people, their mind's in the forefront and their true spiritual nature or presence is in the background. So then when that shifts, either via some boon from God, or you did plant medicine, or you went into a deep meditation and then grace took over and gave you, something, some experience. Is that what we're talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Because there's been many people who have had a spiritual experience. Oh, also near-death experience. Those people experience... they realize that, like, whoa, there's something much greater than this body and physical planet. That's a good experience. That's grace all day long. If you've had a near-death experience and it revealed to you that there's there's a much bigger, broader, more subtle realm than this planet, that's good. Those people aren't afraid to die if you talk to them. They're like, man, I wanted to stay up there, but like the higher forces didn't let me, said I had to do more work. I'm like, all right. So these people, though, that have had these experiences, you gotta be careful. The ego hijacks that experience. Somebody hijacked my video, by the way. I had my assets, though. They looked out for me and told me. What's it called? This channel, All the Ways or something? He had my non-duality prison video on there, and then he had a bunch of smoke. It looked pretty cool, actually, but I mean, you got to give credit, bro. You can't just steal somebody's video. So let's see what happens. I offered him a deal, but let's see what happens. Otherwise, I'll rat him out. These people that have had spiritual experiences, the mind will take that, it can confuse it as like, oh, I'm awake now permanently. That's why I continuously say, and even in my own video I made, my own journey awakening or something, I say this is, my awakening journey never ends. I think that's the title of the video I made like 6 months ago or something. It's because it doesn't end. The mind confuses recognition with realization. It can refer to the past and think, well, I had this spiritual experience, so I'm awake now. And then it'll like, it'll have self-talk, because somebody will say, well, what do you mean? What do you see? How are you perceiving things? And then the mind will answer. It'll say, well, I just see that really everything's one, or even worse, nothing exists. Like this tree and it's just apparent. It doesn't really exist. See, that's not realization speaking, though, because you can tell by the vibration of the words. It's the mind referring to a past experience and then thinking it knows something, and then it's going to transfer and comment on the present. But it's not real. Somebody that's really had an awakening, you just don't feel to say it. Unless maybe some rare situation, you're talking to somebody and God makes it known that it would be useful to use that word. Otherwise, like, you don't feel to say it. It's become, see, this is why a lot of people don't like the words God or guru, because they get so overused and misused. It just becomes part of like the hip thing to do now. Oh yeah, my guru, man. Yeah, we were chilling the other day, and or even the word love. They throw that around like it's nothing. Oh, I love you so much. I love you too. I love you and you. I just love everybody. Awakening also. It's just fashionable. Like you can't, people can't like, man, I'm just so glad I'm not in the spiritual circles. Can you imagine? I don't know. That would be bad. I don't know what would be worse, that or jail. I was in jail when I was a teen. I was in there once when I was 16. It was real bad. I was like fighting every day. Then I went again, and for the same reasons, driving on a suspended license. America will just lock you up for anything. That's why I like third world countries. I'm a third world guy. I think they got things opposite. I think the third world's actually the first world. And the first world is like third or fourth world. It's like that. So I like it here. Here you can't get locked up for anything. Like you have to like pay the police to lock you up. So the second time though I went to jail for driving a suspended license, we were just playing spades all the time, you know? I don't know, it was pretty, I saw how people could get institutionalized because it's just you don't have any bills, you're playing spades, like whatever. Still, I'm glad I got out. If somebody really has an awakening, you don't fall into this hip and trendy thing. So that's what I was trying to say about the spiritual circle. It's almost like you can't even say you can't say you haven't awakened. Everyone has to like say you're awake. Otherwise, like the ego can't handle it. So I'm like, yeah, I had my awakening in 2018. Well, really? I had mine in 2020. Nah, yeah. And what happened? Oh, I was just like, I just saw nothing existed and I started laughing and stuff and ha ha ha. Really? Oh. I was like, I'm trying to think of something they would say to try to beat that. You see, people try to outdo each other. You know, yeah, my Kundalini raised. And then I felt my chakras opening. And then something shot out of my top of my head. No, really? Yeah, man, I'm telling you. So see that, you know, I really don't like those conversations. I mean, if I'm with my partner or something, my friend, yeah, we'll have fun with that. Might mess with them a little bit for balance, being used as a karmic instrument. Otherwise, whoa, to be stuck in imagine if you're stuck in a house, you have to live there with all them. So it's like become fashionably cool to say you have a guru and that you're awake. What to do? That's why I say, contemplate that question. What does it mean? What does it mean? And I'm not making fun, like if you're doing it, like, look, man, we all got to do it. Like, it just doesn't matter in the end. Who cares? You do it, you don't do it, like, so what? This is when it gets right down to it, this is what I'm saying. But how do we come to know these things unless somebody brings it up and we talk about it? And I try to do it in a fun way. I used to try to outdo people too. Subtle stuff, you know. Somebody gives their testimony of a spiritual experience and something inside's like, oh damn, I didn't have that. And then the mind will exaggerate it. Imagination, well, yeah, you did. Just add this and that to it. Oh yeah, maybe I did. Okay. You see how the mind works? It's a trip. That's why it's better, safer. Just say, you know, somebody say, "Are you awake?" I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think about it, and I don't. I really don't. Somebody says, "Are you awake?" I say, "You tell me." I'm not thinking about that. You know, so I'm not. Don't put me on a pedestal. I'll do something to knock myself off, and then I'll laugh. I don't care about those things. Waking up, awakening. Let me speak spontaneous. Awakening. I feel when the mind gets quiet, something, consciousness recognizes itself. I feel like that's what the definition of awakening is. As long as we have a form, though, that's not going to be totally complete. That's why it continuously evolves and it continuously gets deeper, and there's this constant seeming separation, putting attention on the source, and it keeps just doing that. Okay, just keeps doing that over and over and over again. So then what's awakening? What are we talking about? Are we just talking about the recognition of that? Because there's no 100% awakening. contemplate that. I think it will make you more relaxed, so you're not chasing this awakening anymore. It's the destiny that the localized consciousness in every form is going to recognize itself. Does that help? It's like an apple tree. All the apples on that tree, they're going to fall off that tree at some point. They just will, somehow, some way. Same thing. So we can chill, you can relax, and enjoy your life, and enjoy even when you don't enjoy, and it's just all good. That's what I'm saying. All right, see you.